Hey, honey badgers. So as promised in the fantasy, I think it was the fantasy haul video, canvas haul video that I filmed not too long ago, I mentioned that I had a Disney princess canvas haul coming up. So that's what we got here. But you may be looking down and saying, I don't immediately spot a Disney princess. I see Mickey, I don't see a Disney princess. Well, that's because we're going to start a little bit untraditionally. There are Disney princesses in here as promised, but I have a few canvases in here that I thought I would throw in real quick at the beginning of this video just so I can have them hauled, because I don't think I have any other sort of traditional Disney characters as far as like Donald or Minnie or anything. I don't think I have any more of those coming up right now that I can pair them with. So I thought I would just throw Mickey, and these are a couple of castle images, not Disney related, but just castles that I thought would kind of go in theme, that I thought we'd go ahead and do in this video. And then I also have one of the Evil Queen, which is technically a villain, not a princess, but still kind of in theme with their backstories, I guess. So I thought I would just throw them all in here, and then we'll get into the princesses. So real quick, we'll go ahead and look at Mickey here, because he's just a little 30 by 30? Yeah, 30 by 31. I was a little bit nervous getting this one because I didn't know if he was going to come out, but I figured it was simple enough, probably had a 50-50 chance of it coming out fine. And it right now, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, obviously you don't know until you put the drills on, but right now it looks like it'll be fine because there's not a whole lot going on in the image, which is what I was sort of betting on for being this size. I figured it was just, you know, black and white Mickey, and then color Mickey, and then Pluto down here. And that's basically it. There's like a little container of brushes over here, and then the canvas. And there's not really anything going on in the background you got to worry about. So yeah, I thought it would do pretty well, and it looks fine. So yeah, 30 by 30, and this one is 21 colors. You guys that have been ordering from Temu, have you been noticing that, I don't know if it's just a Temu thing, but have you been noticing that the canvases have been coming into this printed background more and more? I feel like I'm finding more and more canvases that are having this diamond pattern put on the canvas, which is kind of cool. I kind of like it actually. But yeah, just something random I noticed. Color or drill field looks pretty good. It's a lot of grayscale with a lot of like the Mickey and Pluto down here, but then you get the pops of color as he's painting the more modern Mickey, which I thought was a cool effect. So yeah, there's that one. Comes with a standard toolkit. It's all wrapped up in there, pre-bagged. So yeah, like I said, a lot of gray tones, but then you have your few pops of color as you're doing the palette there. So yeah, that's that one. Look like pretty decent quality drills. So that's the quick Mickey one I thought I would throw in. And then I have a couple of castle ones that, as I said, are not Disney specific. They're just castle ones that I thought were cool looking. And I figured since I was doing a princess topic here, I would go ahead and show these off. So I believe these are both 40 by 40. This one is, what is that building? I'm trying to remember. There's a, is it UCSD? There's a building in San Diego that's pretty famous for having this type of tower. And I think it's I want to say it might be the observatory in UCSD that has this like dome shape. Originally, that's what it kind of reminded me of, but I also like the sort of castle on the hill look to it. There's a waterfall coming down here, some trees up here and on the sides, and then you have a mountainscape in the back, and then the sun and a little bit of cloud work up there. We can probably see all that. It looks like it's coming through much better through the camera than it looks in person. In person, it looks a little bit more blurry. But this one, 40 by 40, 23 colors. I'll give you a close-up of your drill field. It looks like there's some shaded areas in there that might get a little dark, where like the G's and T's are. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. Over in this area, where the R's and 7s are. That might be a little bit tricky as you're building the mountainscape in the shadow. That looks like the worst of it though. Most of it is pretty light looking. And then your palette here, pre-bagged. So yeah, nice. So there's that one. And then we got this one, which is more traditional style, but I liked the whole feel of it as far as it's almost like one woman at her castle looking at the neighbor's castle. It's just very, it's one of those neighborhoods. Has like it's a gated community of castles. So yeah, 40 by 40 again, 24 colors, a lot of blues and browns with some pops of pink. I'm guessing it's probably pink, maybe a little bit of red, but like the darker red to make these roses in here. It looks like there might be a little bit of some burgundies and some like soft purples and stuff to make up her gown over here. So let's get her in frame a little bit better. So yeah, you got a castle over here. Might all be the same castle, but yeah, she's got this view going on over here, and she's just very contemplative looking, which kind of piques my interest. So yeah, again, pre-bagged. A lot of greens and browns. Some yellows for, I'm guessing, making up the light work, like on the balcony here and on shading her gown, the lighter parts of her gown, and probably in the sky. But also, you know, dark browns and blacks and stuff. So a fair mix. So those are the two castle ones I thought I would throw into this as we're doing all the other stuff. And we'll get into these. And I figured I'd go ahead and show the Evil Queen here, because I think I have the Snow White one. Pretty sure, yeah, I have at least one Snow White one in here. But first, Evil Queen. This one, the majority of these came from Temu. This particular one I got from AliExpress a while back. This was one of those ones where I wasn't looking for this one, but it came up in a search for something else I was looking at, and I was like, that's pretty funny. So yeah, Evil Queen getting some concerning message on her phone, I guess. 30 by 40, but obviously 25 by 35, likely drill field. I don't do the whole measurement thing, but 28 colors, a lot of color blocking. There's going to be, it looks like, a fair amount of confetti in her face and hands, but it looks like everywhere else is going to be a lot of color blocking. So yeah, probably have to be a little bit patient with the face, because look at that. But once you work through that, I think like her clothing and the phone in the background, that'll all come together really quick. But yeah, I just thought that one was really fun. Did I say the colors? 28 colors, which is funny. This is one of those ones where you wouldn't anticipate it having that many, but apparently it does. Pre-bagged rounds. Oh, I guess I was like, where is the green going? I guess it's going to be up in her eyes just a little bit, but mostly a lot of purples and pinks and blacks. Yeah, there's the Evil Queen one. And then I believe this is the Snow White one. This one was actually sent to me by accident. I ordered a jasmine one from the same seller, which I'll show in a little bit. But when I ordered the jasmine one, they sent me this one instead. And I didn't mind this one. I really wanted the jasmine one though. So I decided to go ahead and keep this one, and then took a gamble and ordered the same jasmine one again, hoping that they weren't going to send me a different princess, because I didn't want a whole collection of princesses from this seller. I just really wanted the jasmine one. But the second time I ordered it, I did get the jasmine one, so I think it was just a mix-up, but I do really like this one still, so I decided to keep it. So this one comes with the slightly elevated toolkit, white tray, the metal tweezers with the bent tip, and then a little bit of wax and a little bit of bag. This seller does do a lot of canvases in ABs, so you can see there's a little bit of AB there. I'm not sure what all the ABs are. It does come with a inventory sheet, so I always find that helpful. So yeah, this is a 40 by 40 canvas with 36 colors, and as you can see, it's Snow White and Ariel having a deep conversation apparently about Snow White's apple. So yeah, there's a little bit of a close-up of the image. Snow White looks very concerned for some reason. Your ABs here, let me see if I can pull them out real quick. That's one AB. You get an orange one. And you saw the yellow, whoops, that's a peachish one. Let me see this side. That's not an AB. So you get this sort of yellowy, in person it looks closer to a neutral, on camera it looks more yellow. But you get one of those in AB. Let me see if there's anything else in here. I can't remember how much these canvases went. I want to say they were like $6 maybe. There's the yellow one, the more, see, comparatively brighter yellow. So those. Trying to see if there's another one in here. Those might be the only ABs for this. I mean, it's only 40 by 40, so I'm not seeing any other ones pop out right away. So yeah, 36 colors. Oops, about to not put those away. Trying to get into those later and be like, I thought this had ABs. So the shadowing at the back of Ariel, I noticed, is maybe one area where you might have a little bit of visual trouble. Maybe not, but maybe. It does have guide circles, but they're kind of faint looking, so they might not be too bad. Snow White looks pretty good as far as the drill field. So yeah, speaking of Ariel, I think this is another one maybe? Yeah. This is Ariel in Asian sort of geisha style. Basic toolkit. I mainly got this one because I have one that I got a couple years ago that's of Elsa, also similarly in the Asian style with the umbrella and everything, so I thought they would go kind of good together. Not quite sure which bin I have it stored in. If I had it readily available, I would show you. But yeah, somewhere I have a Elsa one that sort of goes with this style, so I guess if I keep finding them, I'll pick them up and try to make a collection of the Disney princesses in Asian style, I guess. But this one comes in the drill train. A lot of pretty colors in this one. I like that deep green whenever it shows up in a kit. Some bright orange. Guessing that's to help build her hair. So this one has 21 colors. The drill field gets a little bit murky in the background, it looks like. But otherwise, looks pretty good. So yeah, maybe go a little bit slower in the background, but otherwise shouldn't run into too much trouble. So that's, I don't know what you call it, geisha Ariel. Okay, now where do we go? I guess I'll go with these because I have a whole collection of Jasmine to go through, so I guess I'll do these ones here. I got a couple of Belle, and I've got one here of Aurora, and I don't think this might be my first Aurora canvas, because as Disney princesses go, the ones, I don't have anything against any of them, but the ones that, as far as diamond painting goes, the ones that tend to grab my eye the most, the ones I have preferences towards as far as canvas images, tends to be Belle, Jasmine, Snow White, Ariel, and Mulan. Those are my top 5. Everybody else like I said, don't have anything against them. It's like case dependent on if there's an image that I really like. And so for the other princesses, I do find them here and there. I just don't have too many of them. I don't think I've gotten one of Aurora before, simply because I haven't found one that's really wowed me of her just yet, until I came across this one. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I think because, you know, when I've done videos before and I've talked about like buzz themes for me, when you know, you talk about like what your eye gets drawn to as far as canvases, what you personally get sucked in as far as buzz themes or themes that you really gravitate towards. One of the big ones for me is space designs. If it's got colorful, that sort of like galaxy bowl look in the background, and there's a bunch of like glowing light effect in sort of a spacey galaxy look, that's usually a big appeal for me. So when I saw this one, and I've seen other princesses in this style on different websites. I've seen the ones with Belle and of Snow White and everything, but for some reason in this style, the Aurora one is my favorite. So yeah, this is a 40 by 40 standard toolkit. I'll just throw those aside. 23 colors. Let's check out. Again, this is one of those ones where the background is probably going to be a little bit blurry, a little bit dark. So you might have to piece it out a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of shading in her hair curls naturally to make that definition. A little bit of confetti in her gown, but not too bad. And I don't think this one comes with ABs. Yeah, I think these are all standard drills, but naturally it's a space scene. She's got jewelry on. She's got a glowing rose and a crown. Of course, I'm going to figure out a way to throw some ABs in here. It's begging for it. So your color palette that you do get, it's kind of weird because it's one of those ones where you see all this and then you see the color palette and it looks kind of bland. Like you do get the bright yellows and you get a little bit of purple, but everything else looks way more muted than you might expect. Does come pre-bagged though. So this one might be one that I do a little bit of color editing on whenever I get to this one. But yeah, that's Galaxy Aurora. And then, not in a galaxy theme, but in that sort of golden theme, I found this one of Belle that I thought was really sweet. Belle has been one of my favorite princesses for as long as I can remember, because I don't know how old I was, probably good like 3 or 4 when Mom started me on the different variations of Beauty and the Beast story. So to this day, it's one of my favorite fairy tales. I know everybody is always like, oh, it's Stockholm Syndrome, but I always took it as, because people seem to miss out on the part of the story where she volunteered herself to save her father. And then I always liked the part of the story where these two people are coming together and learning about each other through their differences and looking past physical attributes and just falling in love with souls. But, you know, never mind that. Yeah, Stockholm. So regardless of what people say, it remains one of my favorite fairy tales. And I liked this whole like completely gold look. I thought this was really sweet because the thing that bugs me about more modern interpretations of Belle, as far as what I've seen in diamond kits, is there's a lot of images that sort of like, to put it bluntly, they kind of whore up her face. They put a lot of extra makeup on her and do like the duck lips on her, and these are all like modern images I've seen, and like she was supposed to be a peasant girl. Her dad was an inventor. So I don't know where she'd be getting all this Botox and duck lips and all of that stuff. So it takes me a while now to also find images of Belle that I like, but I thought this one was really sweet and more towards the traditional look of Belle. But a lot of brown, a lot of yellow. So not a lot of variation on the color palette, but also one that I think it's inevitable. There's going to be a lot of ABs I'm going to put in here. It doesn't come with ABs, but I can see myself decking this thing out, at least in her gown, maybe a little bit in the roses or the background. I'm not going to go crazy, but give her something. So that's Golden Bell. And then I got this big one, which I didn't get on Temu. I think this may have been Diamond Art Gift. I'll have to go look in my notes. It was one of those outside companies. Might have been, I want to say it was probably Diamond Art Gift I got this one from. But this is a 50 by 50, 40 colors, rounds. Comes in the sugar packet drills. So that's going to be fun sorting, but it's not a big deal to me because I like this image so much. I've seen this image for a long time, but it was one of those ones that I kept seeing in a 30 by 30. And even when I saw it in a 40 by 40, I was like, isn't that big enough? I don't know. And then when I saw it available in a 50 by 50 for a good price, because again, I think this one was like, I don't know, maybe $8-9, something like that. For this size, I was like, yeah, that's a good one that's a good price point to take a risk on. Because I think it's the illustration is basic enough. You don't have to worry about having fine detail in Belle's face or losing anything. There's no like castle details in the background. It's basically just them on a balcony. There's some candles in the forefront. The beast's face is pretty simple, but still has emotion in it. So yeah, I think it'll come out pretty good. Yeah, 40 colors, a whole rainbow of colors, which I think is fun. No ABs as far as I know. I don't spot any. I don't know if I'd do any ABs in this one. The only place I can think of possibly is maybe in the stained glass rosettes or the candles down here at the bottom. Maybe up in the moon or sun or whatever that is in the background. For this one, I don't think I would do too much to them. I think I would just let the colors kind of do their thing. But we'll see. So there's that one. So I think I've gone through all of them now except for the jasmine ones. So let me come around the tripod and grab those. Oh, actually, yeah, okay. All right, so this one I still have in the envelope here. This one I found on Amazon a while back. I don't think it's available on Amazon anymore, and I haven't actually spotted it anywhere else. So I don't know that I'll be able to give you a link for this one. And it's sort of an artistic interpretation, but I think it's meant to be jasmine. You know, in Aladdin, when she goes into the streets to get away from the castle and be a normal person for a minute and she's cloaked. I think this is supposed to be an artistic interpretation of that version of jasmine, which appealed to me. But it's in that stained glass style, but as you can see, one of my things about stained glass is the face is not obstructed. It's just the stained glass behind her, and that doesn't bother me. I think that's pretty cool. For 30 by 40, I thought the face looks really nice here. But a lot of dark colors in the sugar packet style. So I'm thinking I might do this one pretty soon. Not like immediately, but pretty soon, just because I am curious to see how this one turns out. So yeah, 30 by 40, 20 colors. A lot of dark. There's a fair amount of confetti in all of the dark. So this is another one I'll probably work slow on just to break all that up. A lot of times when I have the dark ones, colors, and I have it in a canvas that's this small, I don't mind doing it to where like I'll do all the black or all the dark blue just so I can knock those colors out, and it helps me see where the other color breakups are. So that might be how I do this one. I might do a little bit of metallic AB work in here in the cloak medallion, but other than that, I don't think I'll change too much from what actually comes with the packet. So So thought I would show that one in case you spot that one somewhere. If I do come across a link for it, I'll be happy to put it down below, but just FYI, I may not have one for that particular one. And then this one, these are back to Temu finds. This is another one that's not specifically jasmine, but it reminded me of jasmine, so I thought I would throw it into this one. Yeah, making sure I had her right side up. Okay, so this is a 40 by 70. I believe this one is still available on Temu, as far as I know. This one comes with 2 basic toolkits, pre-bagged in the diamond printed bags. So lately for me, that's been an indication that it's pretty good drill quality, which is good to see. I got this one on a lightning deal. I think this one was only like $3 or something when I got it. Something crazy like that. Can't guarantee it's at that price now, but I'm pretty sure this canvas in general is still available. I'll try to, if it's still there, I'll link it below. But yeah, just a sleeping princess that in some sort of way reminded me of jasmine. You know, it's got like the blues you traditionally see jasmine wearing, and her curls and everything. So maybe not exactly like her, but in her style, kind of. Got jewelry around the arms here, and then some puffed out sleeves, it looks like there. I'm not sure what's going on here. It might be a sleeve detail. I don't know if that's a sleeve detail or a pillow design. I'm not quite sure, but something going on over there. I think it's part of her sleeve. And then she's got a bunch of jewelry up in her hair and her crown. Some butterfly accents, which all this up here, I'll probably figure out some way to throw ABs into. And then also on her armband, just so that stands out a little bit better from her gown here. But yeah, 40 by 70, 21 colors. I was trying to see if there are any trouble areas. Drill field overall looks pretty good. There's a lot of confetti work in the hair. It's a little bit deceptive. You might think it's just all black or 939 or whatever it is. What is the hair? 823 mostly, it looks like, with a little bit of 939. So it doesn't look like there's any 310 in this. So yeah, there's a little bit more than just those two going on from what it looks like. So you'd be a little bit busy with her hair, but I think there's a lot of good detail in this one. And then I'll look at your color palette again. So it's that one. Okay, just a couple more left to go. Right, this is another one that I'm pretty sure came from Diamond Art Gift, I think. Could be wrong. But I'll look, I don't have it on me right now, but I'll look up my purchasing notes, and wherever I got it, I'll link down below if it's still available. But this is sort of like a garden jasmine holding one of those glowing orbs, and she's got some fairies in the background and some garden lights and stuff. I just thought this was a cool interpretation of her in the garden. Another one, which, you know, if you have orbs and like her hair jewelry and all of that, those are probably areas that I'm going to throw ABs into, because pretty sure this didn't come with any. It's in the sugar packet style. So you get a lot of nice soft blues and greens and pinks. A little bit of yellow and neutrals in there. 25 colors altogether. Now, the drill field initially looks a little bit faint, but it's not too bad. The one area that might be troublesome that I can see right off the bat is where all those 7s are, since it's like a white 7 on like a lavender color. That could be a little bit troublesome. And also maybe where her hair is lit there, where it's is that a Q? Q on the light brown look. So there's a couple areas I can see where you might possibly struggle a little bit, but overall it's not too bad. Yeah, just thought that was pretty. Okay, one more to show you, and this is the one I was talking about that I ordered the first time and got the Ariel and Snow White one when I really wanted this one. But I did get this one the second time. So this is sort of almost a bridal looking jasmine. This one did come with ABs. Like I said, that particular seller, whatever this is, Galactic Gifts, is that the same one? Pretty sure it was the same. Yeah, this Galactic Gifts tends to put ABs in theirs. So I'm not going to open these up, but I'll show you the ABs on the outside there. Get some bright blue ABs and some really vibrant green ABs. I think that's the first time I've seen that particular green AB. That's really cool. Yellow AB, and then you get a white AB probably. Is that an AB? No, never mind. I thought that was an AB for a second. So it looks like you just get these three here. If it tells you, yeah, it's just those three, because on the canvas it tells you it has R next to it, so that's going to be your ABs. So there's just three of those. So it's just these three here, which are really nice colors for ABs. I'll probably add in my own white ABs. Oops, hold on. That's coming loose. Okay. I'll probably throw in my own white ABs simply because she's in this almost bridal looking white gown that I don't know if it comes through on camera, but she's got some sleeving here that's almost like gossamer looking. So I'll probably throw a little bit of AB there, maybe a little bit in the white flowers up here, and maybe in her crown area up there. Maybe do some crystal in the center there to pop that out. But nothing too crazy, just little bits here to give a little extra shimmer. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably what, you see, 24? Oh, yeah, I don't need to put the blue ABs because that's where that's going. I was like, oh yeah, this came with a blue AB. So yeah, that bright blue AB is part of what's going in her crown there. And it looks like there's a little bit going in her earring and also her pendant there. So yeah, green ABs, I'm guessing, are going to accent this flower strand here. So now that I'm looking at this, holy crap, this is going to be pretty. If you're thinking about all these green ABs, this bright, vibrant green AB is going to be all through here and hanging down in here and like woven through here. And then you get yellow ABs, which, yeah, that's going, the yellow AB is going through her earrings and her necklace in here, but at least in her earrings and her necklace, that's the main place I see it right now. So yeah, that's going to pop those out. So yeah, they're doing my AB work for me. But I'll probably still throw some white ABs into the gown area, at least on the, flowy sleeve part. And like I said, maybe up in the crown area. But yeah, this is the one I was going for initially that I thought was so pretty. So that's it. That concludes all of the Disney princess ones I have for a little while. I'm going to be quite occupied, I believe. I think I don't know if I ordered another Jasmine one. I'm pretty sure I ordered another Snow White one here recently that's in sort of a cartoon anime style. So not sure when that one's coming up, but at some point I guess I'll do a follow-up to this and bring more princesses down the road. So that's what I got for now. Thanks for watching, and we will talk soon. Bye guys.